going on with the NCAA and how they are enforcing their letter of the law once again. So be right back in just a moment.
We don't take orders from super fools. We give them.
Give it to you.
Any and all resistance will crumble. Nonsense. There's never been a threat
Squad
couldn't handle. It is the purpose of the
Squad
to align our infamous forces against the powers of good and defeat them, leaving us, the rulers of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, hear me and hear me good. If you like sports, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like comedy, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. If you like a different opinion coming from a different angle, then you like the Wait a Minute Show. So join me Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your host, Jelani J.B. Bodie. And of course, my man Lopan on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Ain't that right, Lopan?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a little short commercial break. And as you heard at the end, the WaitAMinuteShow.com. So that is also on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you can go to the WaitAMinuteShow.com. Listen to current episodes, live episodes, or previous episodes as well. And if you want to send a message, you can go there as well. And get yourself a Wait a Minute Show t-shirt on the WaitAMinuteShow.com. So go ahead, check it out. Tell a friend, we'll appreciate it. So we're going to move into, again, like I was talking about before the break, this NCAA. So now it's an ex-UCF kicker. His name is, and I'm hoping I'm not messing up his last name, Donald De La Haye. So I'm thinking it's Haye, De La Haye. He had to give up his scholarship. And the reason that he had to give up his scholarship is that he has opened himself a YouTube account. And on the YouTube account, basically he's chronicling his life, basically, on the football team, on the field, off the field, everything, he's sending positive messages. He's, having fun and basically, just showing what his life is like. So people have decided to follow this brother, and I think he got one of his videos, I think it got like 40,000 views or whatever, and it kept growing and everything. So basically this brother has, marketed himself real well. And the reason I bring up that he marketed himself as well, because he's in college and he's a marketing major. So obviously he's using the tools of what he learned in school to work for him while he's in school. And from this YouTube account, he is generating dollars. Yes, dollars. Money, 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 ladies and gentlemen. So what the NCAA has said that they want this guy. Now, they talk to him as we're going to make a deal with you. We'll work with you on this, buddy. We're going to work with you, okay? Just check it out. See what we got to say. But in a nutshell, basically what they wanted to do is that they don't want him kind of using his likeness. They don't want him, referencing, stuff on the video with the school, and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's that they don't want him making any money at their expense. And they're not getting any of that money. So they decided, like I said, they were going to work something out, as far as telling him, hey, you can still do the videos, but you can't do this, you can't do that. And he wasn't with it. He wasn't with, changing up his style. He was just like, look, I don't see what the big problem is. I'm not hurting anybody and all this stuff. So to me, from reading the story, this is what I get from it. Because this guy that's on the team, I didn't even tell you, I just told you he's an ex-UCF kicker. Now, I know you're saying kicker, field goal kicker. No, this brother is a literal kicker. He's a kickoff specialist. That's what they have him listed as. A kickoff specialist. So He doesn't kick field goals. They didn't mention anything, unless I missed something. They didn't mention, what his, field goal percentage was or anything like that. They only talked about what his kickoffs was and what his percentage of touchbacks was on kickoffs. So he's not the guy that's out there kicking when the game is on the line, from my understanding, And I'm thinking, like, you went after this guy, the kickoff specialist. So, to me, looking beyond, all this stuff that they got going on with what they were telling him, the bigger picture is it's not about the kickoff specialist. It's not about his scholarship. What this is really about is that they're trying to cut this off at the head before it starts growing legs. And what I mean by that is that to me, what I think they're trying to do is like, hey, we don't want one of our major players, one of our major quote-unquote student athletes getting an idea like this and start generating money. And it be real money. Just think about it. Just think about somebody like Nick Chubb, running back for Georgia, if he's doing something like this. Or think about what's my man name that just got some shine on this past year. I think he was he might have been a sophomore or something like that. I think his name is Sam Darnold, but the quarterback for USC. Everyone's talking about this guy might be, the number 1 overall pick. He's getting all this, publicity. He's getting noticed, and everything. What if he decided, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing that the kicker did. The kicker specialist, the kickoff specialist, and it starts generating dollars, and they don't get any of it. To me, that's what this is about. Yeah, Cedric is right there. Yeah, I was right. Sam Darnold. I should have known. Cedric is a USC fan. So, yeah, what if Sam Darnold, wanted to do something like this? And shouts out to my man Big L, who just jumped in the building as well. So, Big L, you just jumped in. So what we're talking about is that the NCAA is basically having this guy forfeit his scholarship because he's running a YouTube account and he's making money, and they don't want him making money because he's using his likeness, and he's basically his following is his on the field and off the field life. So they don't want any parts of that. They don't want him using the on the field. I don't think the off the field thing is really the big thing. I think it's the on the field. So if I think they're cutting this off the head, like I said before, because they don't want this to get out of hand. They don't want someone generating money for themselves, and I don't think they get to touch it at all. I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole paying players because, to me, people, I think, get that out of context, although I am with, them getting paid, but to a certain degree, not nobody ain't making no 6 figures or nothing like that, but it just seems like, yes, are you providing maybe a platform for some of these, kids and everything? Yes, I understand that. But are they not generating money for you? I mean, nobody is tuning in to see somebody that's whack. Nobody is tuning in. And let's be real about it. Yes, people will tune into college football because of the school. But if that school ain't got no players and ain't got no names, it's not gonna be the same. So I think we would agree, on that. So shame on the NCAA. If that's what you're trying to do, and you're trying to, because it's not like it can get corrupt or anything like that. That's what these kids do. They taking selfies. They on Snapchat. They on Instagram. It's always about, what am I doing right now? Oh my gosh, I stepped outside. I looked at my neighbor across the street and I waved, and they're recording this stuff and people are paying attention to it. To me, that's just what it is. It's not like they, got endorsements. Did I just say something? I didn't even think about that. I just thought about that right now. Maybe that's what it is. So these kids, well, you can't do the endorsements deal, but maybe they slide it underneath the table. Maybe that's what they worried about, is that some of these other commercials or other companies, maybe, hey, here's a t-shirt, man. Just wear it when you're walking down the street, and it says Pars Cars, or something like that on 123 Main Street, but the NCAA, this is what they do. They control the situation, and they don't want anything, messing up what they got going on, and this guy, is losing his scholarship to get his education. And again, he's a marketing major. He's a kickoff specialist. So I don't think he has any aspirations of going to the NFL or something like that, but it's just crazy, that they want to talk to this guy and take his scholarship, man. Come on, man. Shouts out again, Big L's in the building, but shouts out to that boy Chucky. He is in the building. Appreciate you jumping in, that boy Chucky. And probably one of everyone's favorite person is in the chat room tonight, Denise Milk and Cookies. So what's up, Denise Milk and Cookies? Appreciate you dropping in. I know Lopan definitely appreciates you dropping in. And I don't even know if Mocha is in here or not. If she is, she will make it known. But Lopan, don't be talking to Milk and Cookie because you're going to get yourself in trouble. I'm telling you. Mocha is coming to TDSS3. So you better be on your best behavior. That's all I'm saying. So NCAA, they do what they do. And this guy, he's not... Hopefully, whatever he's making, off of this this YouTube channel, is at least something to hold him over to get him through the rest of college. I'm sure it's not going to pay for college, but help him out so he can get his education and move on with bigger and better things. So we're going to move back into the NFL. We're talking about training camp. So training camp is off to a good start. We done already had some fights, which is expected at training camp. But the one thing that, kind of gets on my nerves when it comes to training camp, and I don't understand why they do this. Why should we trust any early camp information? And what I mean by that, especially when it comes to the rookies or highly touted free agents that's in their first year, with a new team. They talk to the coaches. They talk to other coaches. They talk to coaches. They talk to sources. They talk to people on the inside. They talk to, somebody that was just passing by that was cutting the grass, or something like that. And you get this information back, and they're talking about draft picks or free agents. They're looking real good. They're looking, engaged. They're looking, sharp, and all this stuff. Why should I believe you about that? Because you just drafted this player. You just paid this free agent all this money. Why would you go out there anyway and say, you know what, we paid him too much. This mug don't know nothing. This mug is dumb as a box of rocks. Or, man, this mug, sorry. He going to be in the league for about 2 years. You're not going to say that. So, of course, you're going to be saying that. I mean, you're going to... These quarterbacks, everyone's talking about, the whole cap situation and the backup quarterbacks, and all that stuff. We're not going to touch that. But, I mean, you're going to go out here and talk about how these quarterbacks, are really, in the book and they're getting their reps in, all these backup quarterbacks and all this stuff. I'm telling you right now, everyone, don't believe anything that's coming out of a coach's mouth at the beginning of the season. First off, that's their job. Their job is to sell you on, offensive coordinators, they provide a play or they run a play. So hopefully the defense think they're running one thing, but then they're running another and they're catching them on surprise. And the same thing for the defense. So this is their job. Their job is deception. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to deceive us, ladies and gentlemen. So don't trust it. And for Bussa that have those 8 fantasy football teams or whatever, do not listen to anything that they're talking about right now when it comes to a rookie or a free agent, because they're going to mess you up.